Hello everyone, today we're going to be looking at one of the most powerful parts of Odoo 17, server actions and automation rules. Now if you've ever found yourself doing the same manual updates over and over, like changing lead priorities or tagging high value orders, this video is for you. We're going to look at the difference between these two tools and when to use each, and how to set them up from scratch. By the end of this tutorial, you'll know how to make Odoo do the heavy lifting for you. Alright, let's dive right in. So before we start, you need to make sure that you have the debug mode activated right here. And then if we go into settings, in the technical menu right here, there should be an option for actions and server actions. This is where we can create our server action. So let's go ahead and create a server action right now. Okay, so the server action that we're creating is for our CRM module. So right here in CRM, what we want the action to do is to update the priority of any of these records to, well, 3 stars. So that would be priority very high. Now let's give it a name, make very high priority. The model which we need to target is lead/opportunity in the CRM module. And what do we need to do here? Well, we need to update a record, so we'll just leave this as update. And we need to update the value of the priority field. So let's search for the priority field right here, and we need to change the value to be very high. Now we can go ahead and save our server action. We've saved our server action, but it still won't appear over here. So the way we actually use it is by going inside of our list view, selecting any of these records, and then you can see actions pop up right here. If we click on this, we should be able to see our server action. However, it is not appearing yet. That is because we only saved it. We haven't clicked on this button yet. Create contextual action. Now after we click on this button, it should appear inside of actions. And here it is, our server action. So let's go ahead and call this manually. So if I go back over to Kanban view, the record that I want to make high priority is going to be code for 150 carpets. So I'm going to look for this inside of my list view now, code for 150 carpets right here, and I'm going to run my server action for this. Now after the server action has finished, if you go back inside of Kanban view, we can see that the priority was changed to 3 stars. So as you can see, the server action, we called it manually, but it did our job. Now this is really great for in case you want to select multiple records and change all their priorities at once. So it's really good for bulk tasks. Like we can just run the server action for all of these records. Now what if we want Odoo to do that for us? That's where automation rules come in. If a server action is the engine which does the heavy lifting, then the automation rule is the driver that hits the gas when a specific condition is met. So now let's go back into settings, and back in technical we should be able to see an automation rules option right here. So let's click on this and let's create a new automation rule. We will create an automation rule for when the expected revenue is large. So we'll call the rule auto priority for large deals, and we'll be using the same lead/opportunity model. And we need this to apply. We'll click on edit domain, we'll click on a new rule. So we need it to apply when the expected revenue is greater than 1000. That's when we want this rule to trigger. And we need this to happen when we click save on a record. So on save, whenever the expected revenue is greater than 1000, we need this rule to trigger. Now under actions to do is where we set what we want to happen. We want it to execute an existing action, and the action is called make very high priority, the action that we just created a while ago. Okay, now that the automation rule is set up, the action should trigger when we save a new record where the expected revenue is greater than 1000. So let's go ahead and test this. If I were to create a new record over here with a revenue of say 1500, and if I click add, you can see that the new record automatically has a priority of 3 stars, meaning our action was triggered when we saved the record. So that's how automation rules and server actions work together. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time.